Hello.
Welcome to Bitch Sesh. I'm Danielle Schneider.
I'm Casey Wilson.
And that was a Google Me by one Kim Zolciak.
We heard you guys loud and clear. Look, we made a mistake.
I didn't. I said it on the air. I said, there is a song called Google Me by one Kim Zolciak.
You were right.
You all said, it's by Cardi B or some. Was it that what you told me it was by? Again, I'm 100 years old.
We were wrong, guys.
We were wrong. But you know what? Hearing it for, I believe, the first time, it's worse than I could have dreamed.
It makes no sense. I thought it was skipping when I listened to it.
And also, even though she is auto-tuned within an inch of her life, she still sounds terribly flat.
Yeah. It never quite gets there.
No, she never quite lands on a note.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with it.
You know what I'm not okay with, Danielle?
What?
Is that the city be burning around us.
Oh, yes.
Though the city be burning, we are in the nook. I don't know for how much longer.
I know. Well, we all...
Fire has engulfed Los Angeles.
Yes.
Essentially.
It is terrifying. You can't breathe outside.
Wow, these fires. I hope everyone's okay.
It's really
truly hope everyone's okay. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Danielle.
Yeah.
Speaking of crazy.
Speaking of crazy.
Before we bring out our lovely guest, something happened to me this week that was indeed crazy. So, I'm doing a boot camp.
Yes.
And I can
cleanse.
Well, I can only eat 1,200 calories of specially prepared foods, and I'm allowing myself a mint tea tonight to really go crazy.
How much of that is of your caloric intake are we?
I don't count it.
Okay.
So I'm getting a coffee because I'm allowed coffee at Go Get 'em Tiger in Larchmont. And I'm standing there and I do notice a presence of a tall, handsome guy, but I just thought he's ordering, but he was standing there for a while. And then he just says, "Excuse me, can I say something to you that's going to be very odd?" Now I'm like, these types of things do happen to me a lot, like weird things.
I feel like that beginning of a sentence I've heard before in your direction.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like wherever I go, there's like a homeless woman throwing coffee in my face. Like weird things happen.
True.
Okay. So I'm like, okay. And I didn't know where he was going. He's like, this is going to be very strange. So I said, okay. But he appeared and presented very normal. I'm like, this is a normal guy, actually.
As you said to me, he seemed more intellectual than us.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And so he goes, listen, I'm a huge fan of the podcast. I'm like, that's very nice. I think he's going to say something about Vicky or, the normal things that people come up to us and say. And he goes, I'd like to say something about you. And now I'm very confused. And he says simply, I am an empath. So I take that in. He's like, I'm an empath. And basically I can, I guess, kind of feel vibes. He's like, he was so sweet. He said, what I wanted to say to you, and I promised myself I would say to you if I ever ran into you, was that you have a huge heart. And he said, in your anger, you struggle with it and you're trying to fix it, but I don't believe it's something you should fix. I think it's an extension of your heart. Wow. This all happened in a Go Get 'em Tiger from a stranger. Helped me more than any therapy session ever has. Any more than my cognitive behavioral therapy, my analysis. I'm getting it every which way and no one's helping me.
And then just an empath in a coffee shop.
Just an empath walked up and
changed your life.
Changed my life. And he was tall, dark, and handsome. And I was so touched that he even thought anything of me.
Yeah.
And then we got to chatting and I realized, he said he has a lot he would like to say about the Housewives. So he doesn't know, but of course I got his information. Yeah. I would like to have him on in January.
I would love to have him on.
And we'll reveal his identity then. He's a lovely man.
I wonder what he'd have to say about me. I'm, also the Housewives, but
he was quiet on the subject.
Did I not come up? Interesting.
You didn't come up, but you weren't there.
I know, but as an empath, he could feel me.
He said if we could give him, if Bravo could give him 5 days, which does seem like a long time, 5 days with the Housewives after the reunions, he could set everyone straight. He says what he does is he brings the unconscious to the conscious level. So if like you don't have love, or, and you're always like, why don't I have love, or why don't I have this job? It's because something unconsciously is stopping you. And he makes a shift in his sessions with people, and he says they're experiential. I mean, I said, tell me more.
I need to know everything.
I know. He was a lovely guy and it was very sweet. And I really appreciated it.
I'd really like to have him on the podcast. And I want to know, yes, of course, more about the Housewives, but what's
more about you?
Yeah, I just want to know as one empath to another.
I wonder what he would have thought on Jersey tonight when we met just a simple girl who hears, what did she say?
She said, I'm just a simple girl who has heard dead people all her life.
What a quote. Say it again.
I'm just a simple girl that's heard dead people all her life.
Just a simple girl wearing a smock.
Yeah, wearing sort of a
baby blue smock.
Yeah, that was a blue cowboy boot.
It was wild. And a red lip. Okay, but first let's bring out our guest.
I'm really excited to have this person.
So excited.
I was a fan of hers just reading her. I've been reading her for quite a while. We've tried to hire her quite a few times.
Tried and failed.
She's very popular.
Lovely, lovely person who is so ensconced in this world. And I'm going to let her explain more. But she's a writer and a talent. And I believe you should be in front of the camera too.
Oh, yeah. She's a beauty. And I don't like to do this, on the podcast, though I do it sometimes. I'm going to say this is our most beautiful guest we've ever had.
And I'm attracted to you. Okay.
Okay.
Please welcome Kara Brown.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm great.
Do you feel really weird that we both sort of, said inappropriate stuff to you?
No, I love it.
You're like, I hope the fire burns down this neck.
I mean, I feel like since it feels like the world is ending, anything goes. Like you can't be.
But I'm still clinging to my diet.
I know. You're like, I will go down with this calorie count. I do not care.
Not a joke. And this is certainly not a joke. Very quickly, when 9/11 happened that Tuesday, Kara finds it funny.
Yeah.
When it happened, I was living with June at the time in Brooklyn. She was nowhere to be found. I'm trying frantically to get in touch with her. My phone doesn't work, and I ran to a deli, and I thought, this is it. And people were like, I don't know if the world's ending. Like, this was right. Mm-hmm. And I bought 2 huge boxes of donuts. Guys. It was so shocking and shameful. I just started eating them. And then I met a handsome guy at the deli, and I went home with him to his house. And we spent, yes,
what?
Yes, we spent the whole day together. This gorgeous guy and his grandma. He lived with his grandma, and then I never saw him again.
That's so strange.
Well, you met him you hadn't seen him before.
No, and I said I don't have TV. June and I had just moved into Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, and
where was June?
She was in the city. She was interning at Barbara Streisand's company. Naturally.
So she was with Babs on 9/11?
She was with Babs. I was with my donut.
Wow. And the strange. And did you make love to this man?
I believe I tried at some point to get something going. But it's like, he probably was like, lady, you've had 30 donuts. You disgust me. And his grandma kept shuffling by in like a soiled bathrobe.
Oh my God.
It was weird. Okay. Enough about that. And I'm certainly not laughing about, of course.
Of course. But like, when you think it's the end of the world, the experience you have is the experience you have. You get to know who you are.
Exactly.
And you knew exactly who you are that day.
Like, fuck it.
Yeah, I was there, and it was a tough, obviously it was tough times. Let's not go down.
You seem to have more respect for the day. I have great respect for the day. Kara Brown.
Hi.
Speaking of 9/11, Kara Brown.
Tell everyone what you do, what you write, because it's so amazing.
I write a lot of things. I mostly write whatever just pops into my head, and I've had people that have let me actually put that out for others to read.
Yes, you are a writer at Jezebel, or you were.
Yeah, I worked at Jezebel. I wrote a lot about the Real Housewives while I was there.
Yeah, that seemed to be your beat.
It was a major beat of mine because they just let me do it.
Good. Someone needed to.
They would let me write 6,000 words about Brooks not having cancer. And they paid me money.
That's all? I could have gone on.
Yeah, right? I mean, in total, I wrote thousands of words because I wrote it 3 or 4 very long posts about Brooks, and I looked at it at the end. I was like, this could be in the Atlantic. This is a long read.
Should have been a New Yorker article.
It's not like an argument against feminism and breastfeeding. It's about Brooks.
Yeah.
I love it. And you also are very interested in the Kardashians. Am I right?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say I like them.
Sure.
But, they're so unavoidable. They're just
great way to describe
they're
them.
just even because I had a period of time where I was like, I'm just gonna I'm gonna not pay attention to them. I'm gonna purge myself. And they just my God, you can't do it.
Yeah, they permeate every aspect of our culture.
I don't watch the Kardashians, but I know everything about them. I am aware of all the facets of their upcoming Christmas card, and I'm not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They keep revealing puzzle pieces.
And by the way, what they're revealing is just them in white tank tops
I know.
and jeans. I'm I thought Kim would have come up with something a little more splashy.
I think that's the splash, is that it's nothing.
I know. That seems like Kanye's behind it. I'll tell you, Jennifer Lawrence just did an interview and she said the person she would most want to have dinner with is Scott Disick.
No.
Wow.
Yes, Lord Scott Disick.
She
And
could dine with
She
anyone.
could
dine
do
with
that though.
kings and
Also,
queens.
yeah.
And yet she's like King
Michelle
Disick.
Obama, she's like Lord Disick.
I mean, dinner with Scott Disick does not feel unachievable. Like, I feel like we could all have dinner with Scott Disick.
What?
Really?
He doesn't seem like that hard.
I mean-
I feel like these people are just like around in a way that like if you actually
If we went to,
and
like,
they're
Nobu, Malibu.
and they're so desperate for attention that if you saw him at Nobu and you were like, oh my God, hey Scott, and you really like slathered it on.
I mean, I'm not at my fighting weight.
But he would if you were just like, we love you.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd offer a seat.
I'm worried that I am now of the age where Scott Disick, and again, I'm probably Scott Disick's age but I am as a woman of the age where I don't register. You know what I mean? Like he just looks past me.
Right, that's how we divide our ages now. Is like, are you getting Scott Disick's
you-
attention or are you
Yeah,
not?
And I think I've crossed over.
But I
to-
mean, it seems very young. What he's
Yes,
interested in
exactly. That's what I
anyway.
mean.
That's like,
And then you've also covered Vanderpump a bit.
yes, read a lot about Vanderpump Rules, the Shakespeare of our day.
wow, coming in hot.
I mean,
Tell us your thoughts.
I hate everyone on that show.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just like they're the worst people. They're
Oh, for
also, I see them constantly because I live sort of near West Hollywood. Like I've seen Scott Sandoval and Ariana at Urban Outfitters he was trying on a pair of overalls. Well, she watched him. And I've seen Brittany and Jax go to that sweat garage that's like, I live right by there. I've seen Katie at Sephora. I've seen Brittany at the Grove. Like I see these people all the time.
Wow.
And so I think maybe that's part of it. But they're just so terrible. And I love it though. Like the thing is they like have committed to just destroying their own lives for the show. And I kind of respect that.
Right. Why don't they have any money?
Because Casey and I both went back.
Kara, you suggested that we watch
Yes.
the premiere, and
said
we
it was,
did,
and we did.
it was explosive.
Can I just say, Casey and I both walked in with a new attitude.
I'm back in.
I am too. I am spending this Christmas not with my family.
No, 2 years ago, almost to the day, we started watching Vanderpump,
Yeah.
and now I think I'm back in.
They're delivering. Even like the first episode where Faith, who we have not seen that girl for seasons, comes off the bench just like swinging and is just ready to
That
go.
was the question. I'm like, do I recall Faith?
I don't know Faith. I don't know from Faith.
There's like random, like the other people who I feel like actually work there. Like you see them around sometimes. Like I kind of remember that because she was like the only black person I'd ever see on the show.
Okay.
So,
and
I
so was she
like,
always posing in the big photo shoot with...
I feel like maybe.
and why is Ken in there? Stuffed behind him like a stuffed... Like
Ken?
Weekend at Bernie's, he's stuffed behind...
And what about James's creepy little roommate?
Oh,
That about?
I mean, James, who his friend, quote unquote.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
that
That little
it's-
DJ seems in a little better spot than 2 years ago.
He
when He
does,
was like
he
a methed
does.
out, cooked up mess.
Yeah.
All of their apartments give me an anxiety.
I know. And I know they're not waiting tables. Like, I know that's just for the show, but why aren't they making money with their slat blinds and stained carpet?
Yeah, like Stassi doesn't have a better apartment. Again,
yeah.
I don't. They're making money. It's not like when I was in my
know.
20s, I of course had
Right.
an even worse apartment. But like they are on TV every week. What's going on?
I that question was just posed to me. I have a text thread with some friends where we talk about all things Bravo. And someone was like, how is it that they don't have money? And we were thinking maybe they just are terrible negotiators. Like, I wonder if they're even getting that much money from the show.
Well, they must not be.
They must not be. And part of me feels like I get why they would allow themselves to be lowballed because, like, what else are they going to do?
but even if they're not getting money from
They've
the
hit the
show,
lottery for what their
For
life
what,
should
yes.
be.
but at the same level, like, aren't they getting that FabFitFun money
Right.
or that, Diff Eyewear, like
That
what?
Priv money.
Yeah, Yeah, that Briv money. Like,
I don't think they're getting any of that. I saw Stassi ripping open an air conditioning unit on the floor with her teeth.
Tough. Yes.
Now, at one point I was watching the show and I whenever I see Brittany, I feel privately like, do I look like Brittany? Do I look like Brittany, guys? And then Jax says of his fiance, right?
Oh,
or like
that was
the love of his life, he says the following sentence. I've committed it to memory. He goes, yeah, Brittany's finally gotten off the couch and stopped. What did he say? And stopped keeping Postmates in business.
Oh, that was
know.
a tough line to
And
swallow.
I was like, well, yeah.
And the
Brittany
thing is,
like
she
me.
has gained a lot of weight since she got on the show.
Oh, she
was smaller when she started. I think she looks
I think she looks fine. I didn't
Yeah, she
notice
looks
the
fine.
difference again.
I
because
think she looks good. She looks like a good time gal.
She does. She looks like a Southern gal.
Yeah, she looks
like
cute.
a sorority girl.
She does.
Yeah.
She does. But she was quite a bit smaller when she first rolled around.
You know, a lot of them though, I find her more attractive than who's the one with the little scar on her face?
Katie?
Sorry to bring that
Yeah,
up.
well,
but
Katie's she's awful.
What is Katie?
Katie's not ready for prime time.
Well, can I also say that when I see Katie, I'm like, am I Katie?
No.
and you're like, am I fake?
None of us.
I'm just kidding.
Like, but that's the way that you looked at Brittany. That's how I looked at Katie. I was like, am I her? And then I also want to know what Katie has done to her face.
Yeah.
Did she do something to her lips and to her cheeks?
She's definitely done something to her lips. They seem like they've
Because I haven't
crazy.
really checked in with these gals and
I
guys.
feel like Katie should be with the other Tom and Ariana should be with the other Tom looks wise.
Yeah, I'd see that. I think they're also so much older than I think they are. Because in my mind,
Jax is 75.
Jax should be retiring.
Jax is like an old man in Boca Raton. You know what I mean? He's like slathering the oil.
It's hard. I have to remember that in my mind. I'm like, oh, they're all like 20 because they act like
22.
Yeah.
Yes. How
But
old
then
are they?
I think they're like all like into their 30s.
Whoa!
Like in it.
And I
Other than
respect
James,
that
maybe.
the show never tries to bring in like a new blood. They're like, we're good. We are all set here. Like we've got a great cast. And I'm
Yeah.
like, guys.
I mean, they're probably just waiting for everyone to have sex with each other because at this point, it's
Haven't
like
they?
they're all like they're halfway there at least.
Who's the one, the troubled one that
Kristen?
Is she even on the show now?
Oh, she's still there. She's actually mellowed out a little bit. She has
her.
for her.
She's like the Danielle Staub of like she's mellowed.
Well, she also has a boyfriend who's not like really in the cast, who's like a normalish person who seems to have had that and whatever medication, I assume she was prescribed, has had a calming effect on her.
I miss her just like smoking a cig by the garbage.
Like,
You know?
Like, did
that's
you
where
guys hear
she did her best
Sassy's
work.
podcast?
I heard about it.
Yeah. Oh, of course I didn't
Yeah.
listen.
No, I was going to say I haven't heard a word, but I know every word.
What a goddamn idiot.
I mean, my God.
What a piece of trash.
I think she thinks like, I'm cool. Like, I'm not like the other girl. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's like, guess what, bitch? Get on board or get left behind in the old world because the new world order is here and we're not taking it any fucking more.
Although the old world will always have Vanderpump Rules. The cast.
Oh, yes, please.
I think too, they're also all so dumb that when they make arguments, which I sort of love, like their rationale for things, it's so stupid just all the time. And even like Ariana's probably the smartest one and definitely thinks she's the smartest one. And then she's constantly saying things where you're like, that doesn't make sense. Yeah. None of it.
I've never seen someone be so happy with a hairdo. And I agree.
I say that it's never looked better.
Good.
No, it
And
does look good.
then
Yeah,
she's finally like stepping it up a little.
Yeah.
Now, am I to remember that she's the comedian?
She takes sketch comedy really seriously.
Like, that's very hard to believe because when I tell you this woman has not made me ha, she has not made me he.
She's what I call a cooler. You know, like she's not gonna hotten up a sitch. You know what I mean?
God,
like,
no.
She is just, you know, she's gonna bring a room down, which is what you want in comedy.
Now, do you believe this Faith woman claims that she has slept with Jax?
Here's what I'll say.
Okay.
In the entire history of this show, anytime someone has accused Jax of cheating, it's always been true.
It has been, right?
Like when he kept like the Vegas girl who he supposedly got
Yes.
pregnant and they were like, he was swearing up and down it didn't happen. He swore that he didn't have sex with Kristen. And every time it was true. Every time.
Right? It's like fool me once.
And even like with the other, like all of these rumors that consume the seasons, at the end, someone will just be like, fuck yeah. Yeah, I was lying.
Well, I love how they tried to make it like an episode of Memento, and they started his.
Yes.
They started a testimonial. Jack's like, "Did I cheat?" And it's like they cut to now we're in different time and space. I think we're gonna come back to that at the end of the season, and he's gonna go, "Yeah."
I mean, he has to.
I guess
he's
that's
done
not a
it
big
like
theory.
4 times already.
And I feel like it's so awkward. And this happened on Shaw's when Faith and him, like immediately, he's just like, "Why are you saying that?" She's like, "Because we did." It's like they're just immediately confronting each other. It's so awkward.
Yeah. I mean, Faith, I liked Faith's performance. I
I did too.
Pulling James aside and like the details, the toes, this is disgusting. But I was like, she came with ammo.
Tell our listeners, in
Yeah.
case anyone didn't know, that what Faith has claimed is that while she is a caretaker for an elderly woman, a 90-year-old woman, she claims Jax came over, sucked her toes, came inside her, and impregnated her while an elderly woman slept next to them.
Wow.
I mean, am I wrong?
That's about it. Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Nailed it.
It's hard to follow that, but that's what she said.
Yeah,
it's
that's
so
what she said.
specific
It
and
was
crazy.
so specific.
That's so.
I believe her. You know, women need to believe
definitely
women, and I believe
yeah.
her.
I believe her too. I believe
Unlike,
her.
yeah. No, and she sold it for me too. Like, I actually don't even care if
I
it's true or
just
not.
don't think she's
I'm like,
lying.
it's true. It's true.
If it's not true, she should be a comedian herself.
She is the only one with some talent on that show. Sheena Shea.
Oh my God.
I've never seen a face that has traveled so far, traveled distances, oceans. Like, I don't know where it is now, but it is like she just looks like a different person.
Yeah.
She's lost a lot of weight.
She's lost a lot of weight. She's had a lot of stress. She's been going through a divorce.
From marrying a drug
That guy
addict.
was
Yeah.
such a.
Yeah. Well, my favorite was when, like, she was telling Lisa she had this masquerade ball for her birthday, and she's
I'm
telling
sorry,
Lisa,
not this masquerade. Oh, yeah.
this one. And she's telling Lisa, she's like, I've never felt like this before, and like, I love this new dude more than my husband, and it never felt right. And then I just love when the producers just undercut the subjects, because this bitch was just constantly trying to make us believe that she loved her husband.
And now it's hard for her because she's like, no, I really do this time.
Yeah.
I'll never forget watching her and her husband and friends cleaning up after their wedding. Like watching them like throw out cups and like with huge trash bags. And
this episode, then they cut very briefly to her like slow dancing with her husband, or that her new guy. He looked so miserable. He was just like staring off like in a daze. It's good, guys. That's all. I mean,
yeah,
it's good.
I think I'm back in. I mean, I sort of challenged. I was like, I'll never go back. And then when Cara said, I'm a fan of Vanderpump, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just going to check in.
I was like, I'm going to take a chance.
They just go for it, because none of them they don't have like children. Their reputations are shot already.
Right.
So like, they just don't really give a fuck. They're just,
And I appreciate they're not trying to hawk any products.
they don't
have
one
any
has like
lines.
a business. Yeah. No one has a business.
No, God, no.
So they're just laying it all out there and ruining their own lives. And
Yeah, like it's certainly not wish fulfillment.
No.
Like at least when you're watching The Real Housewives, like you're walking into a
Sometimes.
house, you're spending some money, you're going on a vacation. In Vanderpump, it is drunk, old, rickety apartments that smell like mildew.
But I think I was approaching it wrong because I was hoping to maybe like some of them, I think, initially. And now that I'm seeing it through your eyes, I'm like, oh, they're meant to be hated.
They're all terrible.
And that's the way to watch.
Maybe also because I'm younger than most of them. So I like to think
Stop
at
bragging.
least, well, at least I am not anything like these
Yes.
people.
Right.
So maybe that's part of it for me.
don't
In a
look up
weird
to
way,
them?
it's wish fulfillment. I'm like, at least I've got it more together than this.
So they're not your heroes.
no.
No. I mean, they shop at Urban Outfitters just like me. So
They are celebs. They're
I have
just
to
like
say-
us. They're
That's-
too much like us.
I know. I have to say about 2 years ago, I stopped going into Urban Outfitters. I had a real tough time and I felt like I'm done. Like I'm old.
Yeah.
I've aged out of Urban
they
Outfitters.
have a
That's
little
tough.
attitude there.
Yeah, I mean, that was the only place I shopped.
Yeah.
I think I've aged out of, and this is going to be tough for some people to hear, Anthropologie.
I'll never age out of Anthropology.
Claire said, my stylist, It's the worst clothes you could wear in America. I know. The housewares are amazing.
That was like, I remember in my 20s walking in
I was like, if I
anthropology
could
and it's
afford
like,
one thing in
when
here.
when I make it, I'm going to fucking anthropology and I'm going to live my life.
Because the best thing in New York would be to sit on the couch and like cry.
Yes.
And you feel
That
so
2-floor anthropology in Union Square.
Yes, and I love the housewares. There's knobs for days. You can just buy a knob
Yeah.
for anything. I bought so many knobs I never
Yeah.
put on one
A
dresser.
lot of bowl, like those little trinket holder things.
Yes.
Love all that.
Like I was always like, I'm French provincial.
But the clothes do have like 27 ruffles on it.
Yes.
In like asymmetrical places. Okay. Guys, let's take a quick break.
Yes. And come back and talk Atlanta.
And we're back. Guys, in the break, we've just all received an emergency warning that apparently the strong winds are blowing the fire our way.
They're picking up. But which way is that?
We're all very confused as to if the fire is northeast, south, or west of us.
Extreme fire danger, it said.
Kara said, does it know where I am?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's not, the fire's not everywhere. So if I'm getting the alert, it's like I could be in Boyle Heights. I wouldn't need to worry then, right?
I don't know.
I'm also confused because I still have a 646 number in New York.
I have a
and it tracked my
917.
ass
I have a
down.
917.
It was like,
So I think you have to be, the satellite is over us. We're all sitting here.
It does know.
are we in Gulf?
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
well,
Well, and please know that we're laughing because we're a little bit panicked, but it's okay. It's okay. I laugh so I don't cry. Atlanta.
Atlanta.
And some John Legend tickets.
Oh, dear God. What do you make of Atlanta? Tell us your thoughts.
Can I just briefly say, I'm wondering if anyone caught Portia calling Kim's daughter a hoe.
Yes. In
Did
front
you
of
notice when
Kim,
she said that?
and
She
everyone
said,
got silent.
"Your hoe daughter," and it was incredible.
I loved it. I was like, she's like, and who cares if your hoe daughter? And she's like sticking up for her. And then it was like everybody is looking at each other.
And you could see them trying to decide if they were gonna
If
Kim
it was
like,
worth it.
Yes, and they decided it wasn't.
Well, Kim was like, you're still getting that champagne. I guess I'll wait.
That was such a weird moment when like everyone moves the party over to Portia's house, like
And
down.
Portia's like, just working on my wigs.
I know.
And Croy in that pathetic white t-shirt.
Why was he? Where was he?
Where did
Where
he
was
come
he?
from?
Was he sitting in the car?
I feel like he was sitting at Video Village or something.
Oh,
I don't know if there is a Video Village. Probably not. It's probably just
no,
like,
there's definitely got to be a video village.
really? Like a command? Is there a command center? Someone
mean,
A truck, like a news truck
Yeah,
that just
maybe.
like wanders the
I'd
neighborhood.
love to be in that truck. You know, in the movies where they're like hunting somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd love to be in that truck and like follow Lisa Rinna.
I'm like, camera 5.
I'm like camera 4, close in on her waxing her asshole.
Yeah, but this was a fun episode. I
was a
thought
good
it starts
episode.
off hot.
So good. Now you were saying compared to Jersey, you think the Atlanta women, well, they're just looking so much better.
I mean, in particular, Sheree to me looks amazing. I don't know if it's
Despite
having
some-
her boyfriend in jail is really working for her, but she looks great.
Oh my God.
She does look good.
She looks good. I thought Candy looked good on her Essence cover.
Yes, she does.
I was like, she looked.
I felt
she looked
very
nice.
proud of
I thought she looked cute.
Yeah.
You are not a Candy.
I mean, I don't really like Candy, but
I do.
Why don't you like her?
She's just like a little. First of all, I'm like, don't you have enough money? It's always with another business. Like, bitch, you wrote No Scrubs.
I don't think she does have enough money, Kara. I don't think No Scrubs is
I don't know. I mean,
But she's written a lot of
she's written a
things.
lot of.
she's
songs.
supporting Mama Joyce
That's true.
and all the OLG.
That's
Yeah,
I'm
and
just-
Todd.
It's just like every season, you're like, what now?
She has 2 houses right next to each other, plus a third one down the street. None of this is
Is that where
cheap.
Mama
Yes.
Joyce lives?
Where
Yeah,
Mama Joyce lives.
And
and the
I'm-
Candy Factory.
Yeah, of course.
And Don Juan.
I'm saddened the way like they did this segue to San Francisco. It was one of the worst. Candy's like, I haven't been seen Ace in 3 weeks. I've been on tour, and Sheree's like, want to go to San Francisco? And Candy's like, it's not a good time. And then they like cut to Candy in San Francisco. And also, I don't want to see
why
these
San
women in San Francisco.
Neither. And I have to say that.
Tropical.
Yeah.
And also, again, give me a luxury hotel or give me death. Because that little boutique hotel, that's where I stay.
Yeah.
And I don't need to get eyes on that. I have my eyes on that.
Yeah.
I need a 4 season. I need something to aspire to.
100%.
I mean, the San Francisco. it can only be. I mean, if they're at a
Watching
luxury
them
hotel
ride
in
the
San Francisco,
trolley, I'm like, guys,
No.
yeah.
send them tropical.
Yes.
Get in bathing
Even I
suits.
would have taken like a Palm Springs,
Of course.
Absolutely.
a lot of caftans,
London, someplace just.
yeah, yeah.
April just yelled something. What'd you yell?
Cynthia's already ready with caftan. Well, Cynthia will wear a caftan in any type of weather, I have
She
found.
will.
She's like, I will throw on a gargantuan sunglasses.
Oh my gosh,
She's
Cynthia.
looking so gorgeous.
She's looking great.
She always
Her
looks
daughter
great.
is so cute. She like looks nice.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
know what she does.
She's trying to model.
Oh, does she?
Now I feel like Chrissy.
In Charlotte?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
I feel like Chrissy Teigen is who is a huge Housewives fan, must be dying that there's basically like a plot twist surrounding John Legend.
I wonder if she's in on it. I haven't checked out her Twitter, but I'd love to see. I'm sure she's chimed in, don't you think?
I haven't looked. I mean, she must. I mean, she saw.
Yeah,
for
of course.
sure.
This was a while back.
But then she did or did not respond to the tweet.
I'm sure she did.
Kim
Yeah.
seems to think they have a relationship.
Kim's like, she doesn't understand my relationship with Chrissy.
No one does a better Kim Zolciak than Casey Wilson.
It's not Kim. It's like a. But you go deep. Feeling. It's a feeling of Kim.
It makes me laugh so hard. Now, can we talk about Nini's line? This really made me laugh. I had to rewind it 4 times. It made me laugh so hard when she said about John Legend, the music ain't that great. I listened to that in the iPad.
I listened to that in an iPad.
Oh,
Why she felt the need to take down John Legend.
Oh, it made me laugh. I literally listened to it 4 times. It
But
made
then-
me laugh so hard.
Also, it's like, so what would be good enough for you to make your daughter blow someone for tickets?
Like she's like, I wouldn't make my daughter blow for that.
But if it was an old Prince concert,
Yeah, sure.
maybe.
Sure. And then Portia's comment, Kim's got about 17 kids and they need her at home and not in jail.
Guys, I'm very disturbed that, and I have to say that Kim and Croy kept that dog that mauled their son.
Oh, that's
I think that dog needs to go to the same farm Kingsley went to.
Kingsley, I forgot.
I love how everyone's always talking about like Kenya's turn up. They're always like, well, Kenya's got to turn up.
I felt she was calmer than anyone.
Yeah. And then Cynthia's like, Kenya was on her best behavior tonight.
I mean,
I thought she was on some level.
I have a fraught relationship. Kenya blocked me on Twitter. Yeah. I'm actually blocked by Kenya, Lisa Vanderpump, and Bethany Frankel.
Why?
Lisa Vanderpump blocked me after I did a restaurant crawl of all of her restaurants, and I wrote about it. It was like one of my first.
I think I read that.
Yeah.
And that really was funny. I didn't realize that was you. That was fucking
It was
hilarious.
like maybe the best thing I've ever written. She did not, and I actually
That
was
should
not.
have won a Pulitzer.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, can they do it after the fact?
Retroactively.
No, but I wasn't even like mean. Like the food was not good, but I wasn't
It's
mean
terrible.
about it.
No, it's terrible.
I didn't think I was that mean, but she got mad and she blocked me. Bethany and I got into like a spat about. Bethany says a lot of weird things for someone I've never seen with a black person before. She's very into being like, oh, my dog, this is Tupac and Biggie. And like she had tweeted something about like Inglewood. And I was like, what? And then she's like, Inglewood. Like she was trying to explain
responded
something.
to you?
She responded to me. And then I said something and she blocked me. And then Kenya blocked me.
Because I think you're right. Bethany feels like she's like so down. And
She
it's
feels like very down. And I'm like,
calm down.
Have you been on screen with a black person before?
Not that I've known it.
Right. And then Kenya blocked me because do you remember when she tweeted about Lupita Nyong'o when Lupita Nyong'o was like, I don't know who you are. And I wrote, and I had
That was devastating.
and I had this column, Shade Court at Jezebel.
Yes, you do.
And I wrote about like, of course she doesn't know who you are. Like who are like, or she was like, she does know who you are. And she's like, oh, we're definitely not taking that. I have an Oscar. I'm Lupita Nyong'o. Why would she
it's a
take a
different
picture
class
with you?
of,
It is
you know.
it's a different world.
And the fact that Kenny doesn't realize that,
Right.
That's what makes me sad.
that's sad.
And so she blocked me, I think, after that. So, yeah.
You're like, and so did Lupita.
Yeah.
But you know what? You're on the right side of history
Yeah.
on this one.
I'm,
so I
I'm
think it's-
fine with all of those.
Wow,
But yeah.
we have someone who's been blocked by a Housewives in the house. This is exciting.
It feels
Yeah,
good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy because there are good ones too.
Yeah. Tell us about the chart, the crazy beautiful mind like chart you wrote. You
yes.
drew?
I drew. So This would have been like a year and a half, couple years ago when Kylie Jenner was still dating Tyga. And I think they either got engaged or there were rumors that they were engaged. And so then I started thinking about what this would mean for the Kardashian world.
For humanity.
As one does.
For all of
As one
humanity.
does when big events happen.
So basically, because I was like, this is crazy, like the overlapping of relationships amongst this very small group of people. So I sat down in a notebook and like a journal, like a moleskin. And I drew like a relationship web, kind of like, an idea map where you'll have one thing that sort of jots off and then there's a line that connects
Like what
it.
they do in Silicon Valley, I feel like.
Yeah, right. It was very
Brainstorming.
And it was basically connecting all of the Kardashian family members to who they've dated or who they've rumored to have dated and hooked up. And the number of times it like looped back into each other was incredible.
And we can find this online.
You can find it online. If you Google like Jezebel Kardashian relationship web.
I cannot
Yeah.
wait.
I mean, it is very
How
sort
long
of
did it
like,
take you?
It took a while. It took a while to like I had pulled all of the unfortunate part was how much of it I already knew.
Like not even having to do research.
For some reason I remembered that Lamar had been dating Taraji P. Henson.
What?
Right before he married Khloe.
what?
Wait.
I'm pretty sure it was Taraji. Is it?
That's quite...
Let's
That's like
double check.
Kenya getting with Lupita.
I know. That's like a two world.
Yeah,
I'm
like
looking
they
at
had
it right
been,
now.
They had been dating not too long before, because they got married like in a minute.
Yeah.
Him and Khloe. Let's see if it's
Okay,
on
I'm
there.
seeing Lamar, and I'm seeing... Oh, it's...
Yep, Taraji P. Henson and
Yes.
Lamar Odom.
Wow.
Wow.
And so then you go back, and then it's Taraji also dated Common.
And then we're right into Serena
That
Williams.
feels right.
Right.
He feels of
Right.
her same sort of like
Yeah.
world.
You managed to get to Brody Jenner on here, who was related to some of them. This is amazing.
And like
I mean, it is amazing. It is truly.
it's like it, and also like Amber Rose was key because she had
Yes.
dated. There's a few overlaps with
This
them,
is
obviously.
You remember when they cracked the codes in World War II?
Oh, God.
Nazi codes. Like,
Always.
No, I know, guys. I'm sorry. It's not a podcast if I don't bring up the Great War. But and I'm not talking about the first one. I'm talking about the second one. But it's quite impressive, I guess is what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. I'm trying to think. Anything else on it?
Atlanta.
Well, Atlanta, then there was this crazy fight that happened when they get to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And what in God's good name is happening with Nene's bun? During the fight, Marlo, who inexplicably shows up, and they
Right.
act like they're surprised to see her, but
Are they staying together also? Like it seems like they were in the room. I was like, is Marlo staying with
I
Nene?
believe Marlo has taken a separate flight, chartered her own plane.
so Marlo and Kim D, like they're being paid, right? Yes.
They have to be.
They have
Yes,
to.
they have
Definitely.
to. Marlo is not going to show up if she's not paid. I don't believe that.
And Marlo was wearing a...
Marlo is always wearing
Pajamas
something
and
that is
bunny ears.
unexplainable. Like last week, it was like a weird daytime bathrobe.
I kind of liked that robe though.
I said it. I loved it. I thought
I was
it was
like,
cool.
I like this.
Marlo
like
is
the
also
color.
Yeah.
beautiful. You guys disagree?
No,
with
no,
me.
she
I
looks-
find her to be beautiful. She sounds like, she has a deeper voice.
she's very well put together. She's always very like she comes in with a look that I appreciate. Like she's thought through.
but her
it a
voice
little.
is like Tallulah Bankhead. Like it's a very, and I know
It's
that's
like
a reference.
Harvey Firestein.
Yes.
I'm like that. You're giving her a nice, you're giving her like a Lauren Bacall thing. It's
I
way
don't know if we're
deeper.
allowed to say this, but you were making me laugh.
What did I say?
Well, when everything was coming out about Harvey Weinstein, Danielle and I were saying that the only people that tried to get us into a hotel room was Harvey Firestein. He was like, "Come see my kickball change." He's like, "If you watch Follies, I'll."
It was like, come see me. Come see my performance of Torch Song Trilogy.
It's wrong.
It's wrong. I'm just
It's
saying.
wrong, and we obviously stand with every single woman, but That was just
That was just our own little, because I had accidentally said, can you believe all this stuff about Harvey Firestein? You were like, it's Harvey Weinstein.
Please don't disparage the great Harvey Firestein.
But
we
also,
digress.
In terms of Atlanta, can we just talk about Cynthia's date? What did you guys think of that guy?
Something feels weird with this dude. I'm like,
Real weird.
He's very cute. I'm like, he's attractive. But I'm just, I didn't like that jacket he wore to ice cream.
No.
Something about that was weird. Like when he rolling up, they went on an ice cream. First of all, I was like, why are you eating ice cream in the middle of the day?
In the middle of his work day.
In the middle of the work day. Where do you work where that jacket is appropriate?
I think he wants to be on the show.
Yeah. And like, I have access to a very large boat.
That was such a weird statement. Another thing that was so strange that was when Nene said, and I can't remember who she said it to, but I literally, maybe I'm just a grandma, but I was shocked when she said this. She said, "You love someone nibbling on those tits." Yes. I guess.
And I was wondering to myself, like, how come Kim isn't in San Francisco? I remember it's because she's not contractually obligated.
Yeah, she doesn't go anywhere.
No, she's with Croy and that weird cook.
Kenya's, for all intents and purposes, Kenya's mother died and she was like on that plane. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, what else is she gonna do?
There, she's just like, I'm not gonna miss this shit. Like
Kenya's always like got one foot in like her emotional past.
Yes.
Like everyone's out to dinner and they're like, did you get a nap? And she's like, just making a scrapbook for grandma. No. She's always like crying about her past, and I feel for her. I actually want to have more compassion for Kenya than I do.
Do you?
I do sometimes, because I'm like, she's been right about some things.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I still just found myself not caring. Like even when like they figured out that like she didn't try to seduce Apollo. Mm-hmm. I was just like, I don't even really care that it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because like she was just so irritating for me that
that was a triumphant day for me.
Casey is her number one fan.
But that is a really transphobic comment. That is crazy that she yelled that. When she yelled that too.
She says a lot of very mean things.
Yeah.
I mean, and they all do, but Kenya gets like, and to be fair, they've all said, I mean, they're constantly just like, you're barren and no man will take you.
Yeah, I mean, they come out with that.
They come out with that. So she comes back with stuff that's so mean. And like, I get it because that's what's being thrown at you. But for some reason, her meanness always lands a little bit harder for me.
I think we just heard them say to a woman who's desperately wants a child and a husband, like, you're barren and no one loves you.
Yeah.
We've heard it so much. I'm just like,
yeah, like we're like, I get like we.
What
it's
else?
not hitting us.
It's like a greeting. It's like, how are you?
Barren with that, I'll never have a husband. How are you?
And everyone's always like talking about her last egg. It's like so terrible.
Yeah.
But you're right. It doesn't land.
Yeah, I don't know. And you know, she's
complicated.
She's complicated. She's married with maybe she's got
any insider info.
I don't. It's just.
Do you get insider info?
We would get like Jezebel. We got tips. We had like a
tip line.
Tip line.
And sometimes we'd get some info. And then I have like people that are sort of strategically around that will get information.
Do you think Kylie Jenner's pregnant?
I think she's pregnant.
For sure.
And Khloe?
For sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think, and I don't have anyone placed anywhere.
Yeah. I think and that's not even like, I don't even have that intel. I feel like
a gut feeling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I mean, because I Googled the dude when I found out that Kenya got married.
Of course
I was
you
like,
did.
who is this?
Yeah.
And he like, it's another one of those where she's like, he owns the restaurant. It's like, well, he was like an investor in the restaurant.
Oh.
It's like that kind of thing.
Well, at least he had money to invest.
Yeah.
Did he? Sometimes you can like borrow money to invest. I just don't trust.
I mean, Tom Sandoval came up with $100,000 to
how
invest
is
in
that
a
Shocking. I'm like,
that was.
that was shocking.
Now let's talk about Sheree and this. Yeah. First of all, this sweatsuit. Second of all, the jailbird boyfriend.
It's
just
a lot. You know what?
to
I think
cover.
it's like safe for Sheree to be with someone who's in jail.
Yeah.
I think it is dipping a toe in the water after everything that she went through in her marriage. And I know it's been a long time. Am I just putting a spin on it?
Well, she's rehashing like all of, because like we've seen her for so long and we did not know any of this. So it feels like it feels recent.
And she is opening up a lot more.
She
She
for
is.
sure is.
That was a cute bus ride when everyone was just so happy that she was opening up.
I love Shrey. She is my favorite.
I hate her, but I feel for her. And I guess I like her, but I don't love her.
But Shrey is amazing television for me because she's just like, you need someone in there, like the scene's moving a little slow and you need someone in there to light the match. And like, she does her job.
Yeah.
Shrey looks good.
Seamlessly,
She's
too.
giving me different looks like every episode.
Okay, she's giving so many new looks.
I can't even keep up.
It's that platinum rooted wig. It's like, whoa.
I don't, that was-
She looked like Margaret from Jersey.
There's a lot of looks she's having. Same with Nene. Nene has a bunch of looks.
I think Nene looks great.
Nene looks
Nene
good.
looks terrific.
Yeah, Nene looks good.
Yeah.
Nene is someone whose surgery has served.
Do you think
her.
Nene's going to stay on?
I mean, Nene, the thing is, Nene thought she was going to be like a TV star and then she was not. And so I feel like I'm like, all these bitches need this money. So that's...
Why isn't Nene going to Greg's doctor appointments? Like he'll come home from the doctor and be like, well, the doctor said. It's like, why aren't you
He's like,
there?
"Said I needed R&R."
He is a sick man. His heart is not
She's
doing
like, I
its
have
job.
to throw this white party.
I'm like, Nene, I realize that Greg and your relationship has changed. It's
Right.
different now. He's older.
But also, what are you doing? You're shooting this show right now. So this is all you're doing is capturing drama for your life. As far as I know, you've not been cast in anything else. So
Hey, she was in Cirque du Soleil as the narrator.
And she was also in
Chicago? No, Cinderella.
But Candy,
that was forever
hey,
ago.
guys, news break.
Candy
is going to be in Chicago on Broadway.
as who?
Mama Morton.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of Mama and Candy, where's Mama Joyce? I feel like they gave her the axe. They were
Under the bridge, she needs to be just residing under. Like,
I didn't even see her on that little balcony where all the old lady gang were like peeking out at the restaurant.
she's just so mean.
She's the worst
She's
human.
so mean. I'm like, girl, you don't have to do anything. You have a great life,
A great house.
a great house. Your
think
daughter will just write you a check for whatever bullshit you ask for.
Yeah,
think
take
she
care of
was
Ace and just
worried.
retire and shut
I think
the...
she was worried when Todd came into the picture that Todd was all the money was going to go to Todd or something. I think she felt very competitive with Todd. And then that has changed, obviously. And now
Todd made her a restaurant. Okay, well, we can finish Atlanta, but I loved when just that whole bun moment was so funny. And Cynthia's testimonial, and I don't normally find her funny. I just love to look at her. But she was like, how did we get here? All of a sudden, Nene's bun is falling out.
Nene doesn't even acknowledge the bun is going anywhere.
Oh, and I loved when Nene is screaming at Portia, and she's like, roll it back. And she's like, what is Portia screaming? Something like I didn't.
I will roll it back or
And then
something
Nene's
like
like, roll it back, roll it back,
Yeah.
roll it back. And she's screaming, and people are just trying to fix her bun.
It was I was hysterically laughing, like by myself late at night as that bun was going every which way. And Marla was just like, there was some bobby pins.
It was the perfect like tableau
Yes.
of the bun, Sheree in there in her little puffer vest and
Kind
her
of looked like the
sweatsuit.
First Supper. Is that what that?
Or like Jesus' Last Supper.
The Last Supper.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But the first one was great too.
Sorry,
The first
guys.
one was good. The
Of
first
course,
one
I
was
meant the
good.
last one, and I'm embarrassed about that. Wow. All right, let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
We're back.
With Jersey. Now, Jersey, as I said this week, and I stand by this statement, every week I watch Jersey and then I'll watch like scenes from next week from Jersey. And I'm like, okay, this episode was okay, but next week we're coming in hot. And that happens every week. Where this week I watched it and I was like, okay. And then at the end I was like, yeah, next week.
Yeah, and April said it's like a mirage. Like we never really get there.
No.
I always, if I need to watch the show in the bedroom and my husband's there, I always try to entice him with, I'm always like, this one's going to be good. He's like, they're all terrible. They're all the same. I'm like, no, you don't understand what's going to happen in this one. But I do feel there's just a lot of glass throwing. I want want them to get physical and lay hands on each other.
I mean, but Teresa also can't, I assume.
Yeah, she's on
I
probation.
assume she's still on probation.
Because when she grabbed for that glass this time and
she
then
wanted to.
and then like held back, it was so telling.
I mean, it was there. Like the hand was there.
Oh yeah, her instincts, her body wants to fight.
And I do think Melissa was like, Teresa, no.
Yeah.
And Joe.
Oh, Joe.
Joe with the quote, this quote, everybody talks about heaven. I don't know. I never been there. All Joe wanted from that simple psychic was just to understand where we all go when we die, the eternal question.
Yeah, he acted like he's the first person to have ever asked that. It's just like,
I don't think Teresa understood what was going on in that scene. Because she'd be like, your mom's there with you. She's like, what? Where? Where?
She's dead. No, she's not here.
She's like, it's so hard because I want to kiss her.
I'm sorry, but that psychic, that small town psychic, gave no specific details.
Nothing,
except for the song of like, she basically was saying like, you know, your mom's singing Volare. It's like, to say that to a fucking Italian family? Like, yeah, no fucking duh.
She's like, your mom's singing When the Moon Hits Your Eye, like a big pizza pie.
And she's making us baguettes dinner. Like, it was just like, yeah, no fucking duh.
Your mom's making your favorite meatballs.
Yeah.
So hot.
I want to open the windows with the fires. It's so hot in here.
Not like burning up.
So sorry, guys. I have a question.
Yeah.
And I'd love people's thoughts.
Okay.
True thoughts. To honestly, just tweet me. Any real love you think between Teresa and Melissa?
I feel like they're both just like, we gotta be in it. Like I think they're both just like, it's better for us to just be chill than not. Because it serves neither of them when they're fighting.
And I also think that Teresa hates Melissa deep in her heart. I think she's jealous of her. She's jealous that she wants to be the queen of her family. And the fact that Joe sees her as a queen is a threat. So there's that underlying, even when they're friends and they're allies, there is still, she's a threat.
And I think Melissa hates Teresa.
Yeah, I think she's Teresa's made her life hell.
Why was Margaret curling up those little pigtails?
Margaret.
I'm just not vibing with Margaret. What was that? Oh, on the subject of Margaret, the fact that they're all going to Kim D's fashion show, not even invited guests, but just going there for at tops 10, 20 minutes to break in, confront, and leave, and to all be getting full hair and makeup for that. That was intense to me.
I know. It just felt a little choreographed for my taste.
Yeah,
even though I know it all is. When they were like, oh, we'll escort you downstairs. Kim happens to be down here waiting.
Right. I wish they had you know what I would have preferred? They all, like the four of them, Danielle and Margaret and Melissa and Teresa, were like, let's just get dinner tonight. Like, fuck the fashion show. And they get all dolled up and they go to dinner and they're like, you know what we should do? We should go confront that bitch.
After a few drinks.
Yeah. Yes. And then if they drove over there, I'd be like, I believe that possibly could have gone down that way.
You should be writing for this.
I mean, bravo, Andy.
And maybe at that same dinner, they'd be like, we need to go to Italy.
Right. Just get it all. Just get it all.
Yeah.
Everything could happen. Just roll out a little more naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kim D's fashion show, when Kim D turned around and her eyes were glowing in the dark like the king of the White Walkers, we screamed.
We screamed.
I was terrified. I was like, she's turning everyone to ice. It was like, was it a contact? Was it a bold eye?
It was so much. First of all, lashes, of course, but then she put thick eyeliner in her waterline to a point where it was so scary.
And just her face looks crazy.
And that electric blue, very leger dress.
You know those masks, like the drama mask?
Nope.
Like that's kind of the face she was giving me.
Of course I know that. When I was in high school, I wanted to get that as a tattoo.
I had it as earrings.
Well, thank God I was talked out of it. Well,
does it have a name?
I think it's called like
Comedy and Tragedy.
Appropriate.
Look, don't knock that symbol. You know, it means a lot.
Some of us have lived by it.
It's my code.
That's all we have.
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
I feel like the Priv product placement.
Yeah.
And this is why I don't love Margaret. Like, she's just leapt in so much. It's like she's calling her mom, Mama, what should she call her? Mama Marge.
Mama
she's
Marge.
trying
Marge,
to catch it on.
Big large
Senior?
Marge? Big
Marge Senior.
See, it doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
But she fits it in a way. She's like, oh, stop it, you Marge Senior.
Yeah.
Like trying to make her into a thing. And it's like, Marge Senior ain't coming a thing.
I mean, who was the mom? I'm forgetting her name. The mom from Miami.
Oh,
Mama Elena?
Elena. I
yeah,
mean,
the one who looked
if you're-
like a tiger got eaten by another tiger.
like, if you want your mom to be a thing, this is what you need to give me.
If you want your mom to be a thing, she has to be a monster.
She has to look like Kelly Dodd's mom who like electrocuted herself. It's horrible, guys. And that date was devastating.
Now, first of all, that man, something was wrong with him, right? Like something was going on.
Why was Margaret and her flat husband there?
Yes,
And
but
then-
also, and I don't know how this is going to come off, and God bless everybody.
Not well.
But
As I said, we
she
don't want to
looked-
be unkind.
No, but Mama Margaret,
Mama Senior.
Mama Senior, Large Marge, whatever she is,
Senior Marge. Marge Large.
seemed to be 40 to 50 years older than the man she was dating. I don't like it in men. I don't like it in women. I feel like date within your group. I don't like.
It was shocking.
It was
and then for Margaret to make a joke about her mother in front of her and say, "Don't worry, she can still swallow." Don't worry, she can still swallow.
And
About her
then
mother.
To top it off, the two men high-fived about that.
I literally screamed. It was one of the worst things I've ever seen on television.
You're right on that show. It's one of the
It
worst.
was horrific.
And we have seen people punch each other in the face.
It just, I mean, why?
It was horrible. Horrible. You said, Danielle, when we saw Mama Large, Danielle said, time steals women's beauty.
Did I miss that?
It does.
It's a tough comment.
Again, I'm only talking about looking at myself in the mirror.
Is Danielle like, what is she
Staub,
taking?
not myself.
Danielle Staub. Because she's like when Camille came back the second season.
Like she had a lobotomy.
Yes. Where you're like, oh, she figured out her dosage, clearly. And Danielle is just too calm.
Yes.
I'm like, something, I don't know what is happening, but
Agree.
it's weird.
Agree.
What is it? Maybe like lithium or
She's not
Valium?
there. She's not there.
Yeah.
But you know what are there? Her large, long breasts. I'm a little nasty tonight, guys. I don't know what's happening.
long breasts.
I'm a nasty tonight, and I'm sorry. I've gone in on everybody.
Her breasts were long.
They went on for miles.
And they have quite a separation between them.
Oh, and they're fake, obviously. You think? But there was an angle tonight that I've never seen on her. When they were all getting into the car to go to the confrontation at Kim D's fashion show, and they showed us an angle of them where it was like from up above. And I didn't know where I was looking.
Yeah.
It was strange.
It was crazy. Now, next week in the preview, they show her in a hot pant, a blue hot
Or no, a stripe. Wasn't it like a
striped
stripe?
a striped short and a long blazer. And she's throwing glasses again.
Yes.
And like she's like picking things up. Like
Yeah.
not just I had the glass. She's like looking for whatever she can throw.
Although sometimes
outfit-
they do that preview and like we'll go back and see it next week and she's like looking for her keys.
Yeah,
Right.
they do that a lot. But
Better
that
be.
outfit to me looked like, like the ringmaster at like the Barnum and Bailey circuit. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was so strange.
I just really want them to lay hands and I feel like we're close.
They keep telling
who
us.
would fight? That's because like Teresa can't.
Dolores.
I think Dolores.
Yeah.
Dolores will fight.
Dolores and
Teresa, but
Danielle?
Dolores and Danielle would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be
those
wonderful.
two will
Well,
lay
Siggy
hands.
just sobs in the corner.
Yeah.
Siggy was sobbing this
Yeah.
episode.
Siggy. I feel like if I saw Siggy walking towards me, I would flee. Like she just like her manic energy is stressful to me in a way. Like it's uncomfortable for me to watch her. Like she enters a room and I'm just like, just I need it down.
She wants so much out of everyone when she enters a room. Like if she would be exhausting.
And it's like like she went to the juice bar and she's like, hey, how's it going? And like, say hello and order your juice. That's all they want.
Yeah.
That's all anyone needs.
But she thinks she's so cute and fun.
Yeah.
She thinks she's the mayor of every restaurant, every sidewalk. Like she just...
I like when Teresa was yelling at her and trying to explain to her about why she was upset. And she's like, can you imagine if someone said that about Michael Campanella? Like she used his full name
They
the way.
all use Michael Campanella's name. Wow. Guys, this has been a real treat.
A real treat. Kara Brown, please read her work. She's also writing on the Blackish spinoff called
Grownish. January 3rd, it premieres.
Who's in Grownish?
Yara Shahidi is the star.
Okay.
The most beautiful person alive.
Please. Again, you guys aren't looking at it.
Get it,
right now,
get it,
but-
Kara. You have Instagram.
Yeah, get on her Instagram. You'll see what we've got eyes on right now.
My Instagram and my Twitter are the same. It's Kara R. Brown, Kara Brown. And also, I'm going to win a bet if I say something.
Okay,
Okay,
please.
sure, please.
So I have to shout out my dear friend Katie Weaver. And if you're all interested in Katie, she has a website that's Katie, CAITY.info.
.info, okay.
And I have no idea what will be there, but I want my money.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Great.
so there's that.
And I also just want to remind everyone, we've got shirts up. We've got
Amazing merchandise. We have a pin that is going on
Coming.
sale really soon.
December 9th, I believe, the not taking this on, and the pin that also says that the shirt and the pin are coming, and all the other ones.
And we have a makeup bag that says touch it up.
And a shirt that says garbage person, bees on the G, bapa doo. And also we have our final Largo show of the year coming up next Thursday, the 14th.
At 8:30, and our special guest is Ms. June Diane Raphael.
So thank you, Kara. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on. You were a great guest and a wealth of opinions and information.
I have a lot of opinions. This was I could sit around and talk about these women until I die.
I know.
Well, you'll have to come
That's
back.
what Danielle and I seem to be doing with our end of days here.
You know, this is how we should be using our last time on the earth.
Sincere hopes everyone dealing with the fire is okay.
Yes, please stay safe.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Oh, yeah. The wait is over. Womp It Up is back.
Back, bitches!
Every Tuesday, new episodes of Womp It Up are delivered hot and fresh to your inbox.
Just like a DiGiorno pizza.
Going straight up your butt.
Featuring all of your comedy faves, returning faves, and new faves alike.
Subscribe today on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app.
Womp it up.
Hashtag turnaround.
This has been an Earwolf production, executive produced by Scott Ackerman, Chris Bannon, and Colin Anderson. For more information and content, visit earwolf.com.